All right, welcome to it. It is the Plan B After Show podcast, web exclusive. Brock Hunter, here
What's
we
up?
go.
How you doing? Here we go.
Let's get right to it. Back in the day,
Just get a
back in the
hotkey
day.
for it.
Right. I should because it's not good when I do it. Why don't we do back in the day, 1,955 years ago in 68 AD, St. Peter the Apostle, the first bishop of the Catholic Church, was crucified by the Roman Emperor Nero, and St. Paul was beheaded.
Still sad about it, for sure.
Too soon to bring it up. Dude, doesn't that seem wild, though? Almost 2,000 years ago. That just doesn't seem real, right?
You know, what it does to me, like history like that is, oh yeah, I'm only like 37. Like I don't like, I'm just hearing a blip of a time of of the history of time. Exactly. Right. It's just like when shit gets really bad and I'm like worried about little things around me, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, you know what? In the big picture,
yeah,
I could just not do it. Not do anything. It's not like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like I live my life a little bit differently with that thought. I'm just 37 years old. I'm just a blip of a time. I mean,
and it kind of sucks. Like, I guess that's kind of reassuring, but also not, because you're like, okay, does anything matter?
It's reassuring to me because I only think about it when like I'm sweating the small stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it like sets me back for like, really, dude? Like, this is what you're worried about?
This is what you're mad about, right?
This is what you're mad about?
I find myself trying to do that more as I get older, because I know, hopefully I have a good run, make it to 80. I would love that. You never know, though, and I hate even say I could die tomorrow.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
To think about. So, yeah, you have to find, that's why I'm so big on, being happy, and this whole, pandemic thing, and people realizing they can do their
jobs. You don't have
jobs
time not to be. It's a quick answer.
I just feel like we've gone too far into this, like, going to the office, working, paying our taxes, fussing about this, and then we just retire for like 10 years and then we die. Yeah. Like, it's awful, man. Like, life is too short. And so I've been trying to remind myself, like, don't sweat the small stuff. Relax, take a beat. Don't let other people bother you, because, it doesn't matter.
It easily happens these days, but like I said, given moments, just set yourself back a little bit and think about the big picture.
Because it really doesn't matter. It really does not matter.
Hey,
no.
Starting to realize that as you get older and older too.
Right.
That's why old people just go to Florida and chill.
Yeah, they're
just like they've had the life experience and they start to understand. They're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go somewhere warm and just enjoy myself and buy my white Cadillac and just live out the rest of my life. Like.
Yep. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Don't worry, be happy.
Because we're all dead. That's right. That's Bob Marley. There were some other things that happened. Rock Around the Clock went to number 1 in 1955. I like the way this is worded. 1967, on June 29th, Keith Richards was found guilty for allowing his property to be used for smoking reefer.
Oh,
they're smoking reefers.
It's a pot factory in here.
So it smells like a pot factory in here. I just love that it used to be just the devil's lettuce, and now grandma's smoking, doctors, everyone's smoking.
Like, do you ever wonder, like, police officers or judges or people that really prosecute people for marijuana back in the day, now that it's legal, do you think they like go to bed at night thinking like, damn?
You would think so.
Like, I put that guy away for like 10 years.
And there's been people that have been put for marijuana that is now literally sold. If it's legal in how many states now?
I mean, hey, it was illegal. It was, so I guess you can't put all the guilt on yourself. But I've kind of put myself in those shoes once in a while, where I'm like, do you think like a
maybe the judge who was like gave some guy 10 years over an ounce of weed maybe feels bad? I don't know, man.
No.
I would. And I know, like, you're just following the law, but it's like, oh boy, we were really hard on people.
The law wasn't necessarily right back then,
Right. Last one. I know we're trying to keep this short and sweet, but this one is pretty notable. Back in the day, 16 years ago, 2007, the first iPhone went on sale. It only had 4 gigabytes of storage, a 3.5-inch screen, and cost $499.
Hey, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say I'm calling my buddy Phillips up.
Yeah,
he's a techie guy, He's a big photographer and he's got the drones and whatnot. Always had an iPhone. Always had an iPhone. I was hanging out with him recently and he's got the S23. I'm like, bro, you don't have an iPhone. And he's like, no more. We'll never go back. I'm like, really? I'm like, he doesn't listen to the show. He doesn't know anything about me or, my shenanigans around the iPhones and whatnot. So I just got to pick his brain without him knowing how I feel, And he's like, hey, man, it's like you can do more with the Android. Basically what I've been saying. Like, he says, yes, iPhones are more user-friendly, blah, blah, blah. He's like, but there's definitely firewalls. So you're secluded to Apple stuff.
Right, for sure. And honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. The only reason I have an iPhone now is because I switched from US Cellular to Verizon. I was done.
You're one of the people that really does it. I mean, I don't think it matters to you.
It doesn't. No, works. I do. Don't get me wrong. I like this one, but also too, this is like the 7. Right. And when I said, "Hey, this is I'm looking for a smaller phone," and the lady's like, "Well, we still have iPhone 7." Which I think when I got mine, they were already on like 10. Right, so, but because it's not a huge deal to me. It does all the crazy stuff a phone can do. It's fine, And when this phone takes a crap, maybe I'll switch. I don't know. But that was the only reason I switched is because I started with Verizon. They're like, you can get this phone for free because I think I paid like $30 for it as like the activation fee. But yeah, like some of the people spending thousands of dollars. I could never do that. That doesn't make sense.
He was on the golf course the other day with his S23 and he's like, just watch this, dude. And he zooms into a group ahead of us, like 2-3 holes above us. Yeah. And like zooming in and like you can see what they're doing. Like that's kind of like infringement of privacy.
It's crazy what those new phones can do, man. It's crazy.
Wild.
The photos you could shoot a straight up video, like a studio quality video.
You zoomed up to the moon after that, and it was like, whoa.
Yep. It's nuts, man. I will say too to wrap this up, I think the world changed. The age of innocence was gone after the first smartphone. Yep. Well, what came out first? BlackBerry wasn't quite there, but
it wasn't there. You could like check your email. You could like maybe do a little AIM maybe or something. But
the moment we could access the internet from our phones, the age of innocence died, and it will never go back to
it. Which was the iPhone. It was easy to navigate. Right. It looked like a web page. It was.
Yep. So
here we go.
16 years ago, man. Wild. But all right. Well, there you go. That's what happened back in the day. We'll see you next time on the Plan B After Show podcast.